Hello everyone, it's Ryan again with Dark Winter Moon, and I created this YouTube channel so that I could find and connect with folks just like you who are looking to step onto their best magical path of manifestation and self-discovery. And oh my gods, you all are not going to believe what just happened to me. I just did an amazing dirty sexy money spell and I had near instantaneous results. So I would love to share this with you. I would love to share what I did. But before I do that, I'm going to get you over to my assistant Ryan so he can tell you about some great things I've got going on. Hello, all ye lovely witches and seekers. Let's talk real quick about the community that I'm wanting to build. We already have great seeds planted with my YouTube channel, my Instagram, some of the questions I get on my website. But I want to bring it all together, and I want to do it in a way that's organic and where we're all learning and teaching and commenting and talking together, while at the same time providing me a way to keep doing this for you all and with you all. And so I have just launched or relaunched my Patreon with a whole bunch of new tiers and freebies and giveaways and discounts. The really cool thing too, though, is that in the process of launching my Patreon, I have also created a Discord server. So now we have a space where we can all come together and we can talk about sigil craft and magic and connecting with deities and the tarot and divination and really anything in the spiritual and witchcraft realm that we want. So please connect with me on Patreon. It's Patreon/darkwintermoon. And take a look at what I've got to offer there. And that way you can get access to my Discord and we can have some of these great conversations and we can continue to build this great community. So again, thank you all so much for your support. I'm excited to see where this goes and how we grow together. And so blessed be. Mwah. Love you all. Thank you so very much, Ryan. That's great. And if all of y'all will watch until the end of the video, I've got something really special in addition to that for each and every one of you to take advantage of, because I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get access to my step-by-step instructions on how to do this spell that I just did this week. It's going to be great. So how about we get started talking about what happened to me this week? So what initially sparked this whole process for me was an email I read from one of my favorite mentors, Dr. Carolyn Elliott, who developed the existential kink practice. And her email was about money and how money is this alluring, sexy, dark, powerful, infinite being. And it has both aspects, and I feel like a lot of us in Western society, especially if we have been brought up in a Christian background, have this idea that somehow money is evil and that wanting money is evil. But that's just simply not true. And so money is a god, is a being, just like any of the other gods and beings that I talk about on this. And just like any other god, has its positive and negative aspects, and your results are very much how you deal with the god, or the being or the spirit. So what I mean by that is you can use it in a positive or a negative way. And part of the process to realizing manifesting money in your life is getting over some of those negative programmings that you have about it. But I digress a little bit. So this spell has been building with me for probably over 2 months. And what do I mean by that? So if you all have watched any of my other videos on spells, you know that I very much do them as a deeply intuitive process. And part of that process is that even though I may have an inkling for a spell, if intuitively it doesn't feel like it's time to launch that spell, then I don't do it. I don't force the energy. I don't force the magic. Often magic takes the path of least resistance. And so what I was left with was this idea of the first steps that I needed for this money spell. One of which was this lovely green altar cloth that's behind me here. So the other aspects of it, I knew that I needed to get offerings for the spell and the altar that I was creating for the spell. And so it really wasn't moving yet, though. I also intuitively knew that I needed to bring offerings to the altar. And in the back of my head, I also knew that I was not only creating an altar and a spell in order to ask for the aid of the god Mercury, bless his wisdom, who deals with transactions and communication and money, but also literally build a spell around communicating and asking for the aid of the spirit of money. Money is a power. It has a spirit, and it is at the same time good, evil, light, dark, powerful, abundant. It is almost like a force of nature. And in our society, especially if we've grown up as Christians, sometimes money is seen as a negative thing, and the pursuit and want of money is seen as a negative thing. One of my favorite quotes, though, is money doesn't change people. Money just brings out the positive or negative aspects that people already had before they had money. I very much believe that money and the pursuit of money is a magical act, and just like any other magic, it's how you use it. Magic is a tool. It can be positive or negative, and money is the same. So part of the work of being able to do a money spell that actually works and manifests is getting over some of the hangups that we've been programmed with to think that money is inherently evil or negative. It isn't. And another lie that our society tells us is that money is finite. It's not. It's an infinite, moving, flowing, dynamic spiritual being. And if we can tap into that energy and get over our negative beliefs, then we can manifest money in our lives. So, with all of that said, what happened next was, as those of you have been following my channel probably know, I took a long vacation in Arkansas. It was about 6 weeks in the narrow window where it was safe to do so. And so I had to leave the altar behind and let it kind of sit fallow, which was actually fine. It still intuitively wasn't time to move forward with the spell. But when I got back, the energy was there, and it was time to slowly start building and moving. And so I saw over time that something would pop into my head as, oh, I want to add this item to my altar. Oh, look at this. This would be great as an offering to money and the spirit of money and to Mercury. Oh, wait, this will add to the sympathetic magic of my spell. So I slowly started gathering things. And let's see, what is today? Today is Thursday. On Tuesday, I joined a training call with a wonderful trainer that I've signed up with that's good at helping motivate people in their spiritual, witchy, mystical businesses. And there was a challenge that she put out that came directly to my heart and directly to me. As soon as that call was over, I felt intuitively inspired to write out a spell. And I named Mercury and Dirty Sexy Money and all of my gods and guides. One very important part of this process for me is that I have been doing a lot of work around my relationship with money, and some of the shadow work that has been required has moved some blocks out of my life. And so I was able to see the difference energetically in myself as I was doing this spell and as I was laying everything out clearly and writing it out. I had transitioned into believing that I actually deserved to have that money. And I had transitioned into no longer feeling shame about asking for it and being specific. Even things that you might consider aren't things that you need, like money to pay Netflix or something like that. It doesn't matter. There does not have to be any shame around wanting to maintain a happy and abundant life. And so the change I noticed in myself is that I was no longer feeling shame about wanting and needing money. So I went before the altar that I had constructed, and I said my said what I had written out very clearly before the gods, and I felt my heart chakra open and the energy just start pouring into the altar and into the spell. And so I knew it was going to be incredibly and intensely powerful. I just knew, because of the way the energy felt like it was flowing, that it was moving, that it was energizing my spell, and that it would work. So a little bit of backstory. Earlier that day, I had asked my mother to borrow money because I was just so low on money that I didn't know any other way that I was going to be able to move forward. And I asked her for a specific amount of money. So keep that in mind. So I did, like I said, I did the spell. Then I took some of the money that had been actually charging on my altar, and I went and bought a few things with it, because money has to circulate. It has to move. That energy has to go out. I didn't spend a lot, but I sent it out into the world so that it could do its work, so that the energy could flow and move. And came back home, did my normal evening routine, went to bed, woke up the next morning, double check my bank account. Usually do that every morning just to make sure I haven't missed anything. And I said, oh, it looks like Mom put the money in. Oh, great. Normally she would text me and tell me, but maybe it's because it's so early. So later in the day when I was talking to her, I was like, oh, by the way, thanks for sending that money. And she was like, what are you talking about? I didn't send you any money. I was like, are you serious? And I was thinking, was I dreaming this? And so I went and looked at my bank account while I was on the phone with her, and I had a random extra tax refund from the IRS randomly show up in my account. And it was for the exact amount that I had asked my mom for. And I was like, you're not going to believe this, Mom. I just did a money spell yesterday, and oh my God, it worked. And it was just so astounding to me. And yes, obviously, I believe in magic and that it works. I've seen it work over and over again. But every time it actually does work, I am always astounded. And I'm always, the phrase I use is endless wonder. It never gets old. And so through this spell, I was able to bring this abundance into my life. So now I would love to share that spell with you. So here's what I'm going to do. For each of you all that sign up for my email list by shooting me an email to darkwintermoon8@gmail.com, I'll link it below, and sign up for one of the top 2 tiers in my Patreon, then I'm going to give this spell to you for free. And that will include the video that tells you exactly step by step how to do the spell, as well as a beautiful PDF that I'm going to send you where the spell is written out very clearly. So those top 2 tiers are $15 a month and $20 a month. Not only do you get the free spell, if you, like I said, sign up with me, my email list, and agree to to receive emails from me by emailing me at darkwintermoon8@gmail.com. You're also going to get access to the other freebies that go along with those top 2 tiers. And I don't remember all of them specifically off the top of my head, so let me just take a look and I'll read them off to you. So for the $15 a month tier, not only do you get the money spell that I just did, You also get a one-time free tarot card or coin bag from my shop delivered to you by mail. You also get a 10% off lifetime subscription to my shop. So any of the items in my shop, you get 10% off. You also get a shout out on this YouTube channel, and you get access to my Discord server. So if you sign up for the $25 tier, not only do you get the free spell, like I just said, the free dirty, sexy money spell, you're also going to get a one-time personal name sigil commission from me. So I will design your personal sigil for you, and I will draw it and paint it, draw it and send it out to you. You'll also get the 10% off my shop. And for the lifetime, for as long as you're subscribed, you'll get the YouTube shout out and you'll get the Discord access. So yes, please, like I said, if you send me your email address or email me at darkwintermoon8@gmail.com and agree to sign up for my emails, and you go to Patreon and you sign up for one of those top two tiers, the $15 or $20 one, then I will send you not only the video with me doing the money spell and step-by-step instructions how to do it, I'm going to send you a beautiful PDF of the spell written out for you. So there you have it. Well, as always, thank you all my lovelies for watching. As I always say, I appreciate you and I value you so much. I love your subscriptions and your likes, and I, more than anything, love your comments. So please comment, ask questions. I love to answer them. And I really hope that I can see you all on Patreon and that you all can take advantage of this beautiful money spell so that you can manifest money in your life as well. Well, I thank you all again. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Blessed be, and I love you all. Mwah. Bye.